Hi Libra, welcome to your general tarot tune-in. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is Tarot with Netta. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node in the sign of Libra. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If the reading doesn't resonate with you, check out your other placements, and if it does, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel as it helps to grow my YouTube channel. So my dear Libras, let's start your reading with one card from the Moonology Oracle deck before we go into the tarot. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. Okay, so you're being called to believe in yourself. Yeah, have some faith. There could be a situation, where you're just being called to believe in the outcome, believe in a positive outcome. Yeah, Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, even before I took out your tarot spread. So it could be a love situation. But yeah, let's go into your challenge position, what's coming towards you, and your advice. So my dear Libra, there's a situation that's calling for you to have faith, to believe in the best possible outcome for all of those involved. And let's see what your spirit guides have in store for you in regards to any messages. Okay. In your challenge position, you've got the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. So straight away, the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Swords are signifying some type of blockage or being closed off, even like being a little bit cheap if it's like in regards to money. With the Six of Pentacles though, you could be struggling to like balance your finances, even where you're kind of like learning to say no to like invitations because you might not be able to afford it right now. Yeah, you might be like focusing on balancing your checkbook. Maybe there's some debt that you're dealing with and you're just like, sorry guys, I want to go out, I want to have fun, I want to meet up, but I need to pay some money back. If this is money, or you could be like trying to work on yourself to restore yourself to factory settings. Maybe you went through like a really tough and traumatic situation where you felt very like thrown off balance, thrown off kilter. So now you're just kind of like in repair mode, like repairing your self-esteem, trying to figure out what the hell happened, maybe working through any like PTSD. So yeah, just closing yourself off to like any upcoming invitations or opportunities, like emotionally being closed off because you're just really focused on going inward. But this might be like really hard for you. It might be kind of like depressing. Libra, you're all about harmony, like balance, the social butterfly, and you love just being with others, and you're like that nice easygoing like social butterfly. Yeah, it's a really light energy, like people like being in your company. You tell good stories, you like to entertain, you like to host, but at this time you're just kind of like pulling your energy back, and it's very unlike you, but it's something that needs to be done in order to either like make some money back, save some money, or save your energy, like you're working on restoring your emotional self. Okay, what's coming towards you? Yeah, you've got the Five of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the Lovers. So let's go to the Lovers. This is a major arcana, and I always read the Lovers as more of a choice card rather than like something signifying romance. So you're kind of at a crossroads deciding between choosing something new, like going into a new experience, or sticking with something that is tried and true, something that's a part of your history, but perhaps like there's an element to it that has really, it's not in alignment with who you are anymore. So there could be a temptation to kind of like experience something new. With the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, I'm seeing that there could be like, yeah, whatever you're closing yourself off to is a result of being like left on the outside, like something that might have been emotionally fulfilling at one point. You know, it could have been like a marriage or a long-term relationship. There could be kids involved. But with the 5 of Pentacles, you know, you were left out in the cold. There's been some like rejection, and yeah, it could be like a breakup of a marriage, yeah, an ending of a relationship that is kind of just, you know, you could have that like 7-year itch. You know, things are kind of at a lull. There could be, yeah, some like trauma associated with it. You know, the 5 of Pentacles is a really it's a really sad card. It's signifying like loss of hope, loss of faith. Yeah, like you've just like maybe lost that spark. There could have been an exchange of words that were not very kind, like either whether you're on the receiving end or not is just a lot for you to kind of work through and unpack. So yeah, you could be at this like crossroads where you're deciding like, do I continue to work on this relationship that's already been long term? It's already established in one way, you know, it has that like not stability, but like the groundwork has like been laid out. There could be children involved, you know, a home, like yeah, like some form of structure where it could even look stable to others from the outside, but you know, on the inside there's something's imbalanced where you're just closing yourself off. And you're, yeah, trying to decide like, and you know, like it's not just up to you to decide if this is a partnership. You know, it has to be both people that are on the same page. Both people want to go forward together. Yeah, maybe the partner, your partner, the person that you're dealing with is kind of leaving you out in the cold where you're just like have lost faith in this relationship. It takes two, you know, to make a relationship work. So yeah, you could be in a lull period, a period of just waiting. Have faith in your dreams. This could be like applying to this relationship, or yeah, like going after something new. Okay, let's go into your advice. Yeah, I'm seeing that you're going to have a period of like independence, a period of being on your own with the Moon, 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. These two cards signify, you know, turning your back on something that might have been emotionally fulfilling at one point. Focusing back in on yourself, like focusing on your money, focusing on your independence, on your hobbies, being able to sustain yourself in an independent way. If you're identifying with like your feminine energy, this is like a very nice time to kind of just like tap into that like divine feminine essence, like whatever that may be to you. But I know for most people who are in their feminine energy or like working on developing that relationship to their divine feminine, it gets very like learning how to nurture yourself and take care of yourself, like cooking for yourself, you know, keeping your place clean, having like clean bed sheets, just like hygiene, you know, going back to like basics of just learning how to like nurture and parent yourself. This could be the first time that you've been like alone. You know, you may be Libra, you do have sometimes like a tendency or a fear of like isolation, the fear of the unknown with that isolation, fear of like your thoughts, your mind even. There's nothing to fear, but yeah, the Moon here, this is like what's gonna happen? You know, like the boogeyman, is he gonna come to get me if I'm like on my own? No, like that's not gonna happen that way. I think it's gonna be like a beautiful time for you to just like honor who you are, having faith in your dreams. Like don't be fearful of the unknown, kind of go into it. Yeah, I'm seeing your advice is like, you know, going from the Lovers to the Moon, you're going to choose something that's going to be a little bit scary, a little bit unsettling. You might do like deep dives into the subconscious, looking at childhood trauma, like trying to unpack who you are, you know, through some like form of analysis, like even dream analysis or symbolism. Yeah, so I do see you having this like period of not isolation, but just like being on your own, you know, learning how to navigate the world and your reality independently, as an autonomous being. So you're not like relying on others' input and opinions so much. Okay, Shiva. So I've got one card for you from the Yogic Path Oracle deck. So let's read Shiva. The ego destroyer. Okay, Shiva. So what is your message? Just a second here. Shiva. Okay. Parvati, Sarasvati, where's Shiva? Kali, Lakshmi, Radha. Come on, Shiva, where are you? It's gonna be the last one. Sita. Ganesha, Krishna, Brahma, Shiva. There you are. It is the last one. Okay. God of destruction and rebirth. You are truly on a yogic path. Shiva is referred to as Adi Yogi, the first yogi ever. He attained enlightenment and abandoned himself in an ecstatic dance atop the Himalayas. When his ecstasy went beyond movement, he became utterly still. People could not understand his switch between ecstatic movement and stillness and thought him mad. However, 7 students wanted to learn how he was moving past physical limitations. This is how he began teaching yoga. Shiva planted the seed of yoga into the human mind. Pulling Shiva represents moving past the limitations from your society, body, mind, or ego. It represents doing the inner work to evolve. It is also a call to service, to teach others your wisdom so they too can become liberated. Yeah, so you could be going through, as you're like tapping into this like newfound autonomy, newfound independence. The old is dismantling. You're learning to tap into the cosmos of who you are, like mapping out your identity. Yeah, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're going to have some strong boundaries here with the Two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, but it will be worth it because you know that this is the greater calling for the collective at this time, to do that self-study, know who you are, and not to project so much in regards to like traumas and things from the subconscious that are like in our blind spots, like really beginning to untangle those blind spots that might cause like some reactions in your relationships with others. Okay, my dear Libra, I hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.